Hello. There's new music. I was wondering where it went. Let me kill this right now, and here I am. This is Philo. Philo is the comic that you draw, or that you write and we draw. And today, as our second artist, we have Kay. Hi, Kay. As our second host, we have Robin. Hi, Robin. And Meat Beep says hi. Just a sec. I got Meat Beep in a different window. There we go. Meat Beep says hi. Okay, so if you were here last week, then you know where we left off was with Otis turning into a vending machine, and then the vending machine becomes a portal, an interdimensional portal that beckons the group. The group being Philo the dog and Bluto, who is morphed back into his Bluto form from being a puma. Yes, and so we're gonna start with panel 1. What do you think happens after this?
I have demands.
You have demands?
Yesterday was International Women's Day. We need to insert a female into this comic to be appropriately woke.
Okay, well, they're going into an interdimensional world. We do
maybe
have
it's
Philo.
a land of females. That
we do
would
have
be
Philo
interesting.
in the history of Philo. Philo is the female version of Philo.
Cool.
And, yeah, so we could do that. Yeah, let me turn this off, and I will do that. And then, so what you're saying is that we get they enter the land of Philo.
Yeah. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to see where he came from.
So this is the motherland, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, so they enter the land of Philo. Okay, so
what do you think, Kay?
I think that's fine.
So they're gonna enter the land of Philo for panel 1. And then we're going to have concurrent drawing going on. So this is panel 2 for
What does concurrent drawing mean?
It means,
like Kay's going to draw and you're going to draw?
Yes, Kay is going to draw and I'm going to draw at the same time.
Cool.
And so, yes, so we're going to have them enter into the land of Philo. And what I'm thinking for that is there's going to be like a big statue back here. So what's the comic about? Gosh. Philo is a comic that you guys write and we draw. And just a sec, I gotta find my
You could not be more accurate.
Yes. I gotta find my like website. There are pages and episodes that you can catch up on with Philo. This is my website. And then going into the archives. If you go into the archives here, you'll see that there's I'm posting into the chat right there. But if you go into the archives, you'll see that there's like episodes for Philo and stuff. I still need to upload last week's episode. I haven't been able to do that yet. But
well, you have a very good reason. The last time I spoke to you, something pretty exciting was happening.
Yes.
Are we allowed to talk about it?
Yes, we can talk about it because it hasn't happened yet, and I'm not giving away any details and stuff. But basically, I had an audition for puppets. I had an audition for puppets this last week. And I literally had less than 24 hours to prepare when they invited me to the audition. And so I didn't have any time to memorize. But what I did do is when they had the paper in front of me with the script, is I had the puppet read the script when I didn't remember the words. And hopefully that won them over.
That sounds very charming.
Yes. So Kay,
Yeah.
what do you think happens when they enter the land of Philo with like female Philos?
Well, shouldn't we show them going through the portal? You know, like a spirally kind of trope thing.
Yeah, I could do that. I'm gonna have the portal.
However you want to design that, but I think we should show that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
they go.
Then, yeah, I'll have them, flying out here. Bluto.
Or you could have them falling from the sky.
That's what I'm having them do. It's like
see.
Oh, well,
I read your mind.
Right now we just have the little screen up, but this is what I've been doing in the that one. And so yes, so this is going to be Bluto, and then we got the dog down here. And so this right here is going to be like a big giant Buddha.
Cool.
Of like the Phyla god, I guess. We have a lot of god themes in this comic.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. And so, and then, yeah, I'm going to have like all these different Phylos. I also been pretty busy, but how is everyone? How have you been busy, Meep Beep? All right. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
They enter the land of Phyla, and I'm going to have them have this like big giant Buddha in front. What do you think happens? There's a big statue.
Let's see. Could it turn into the Buddha would turn into a huge Willendorf Venus? Or there's like a lane of Willendorf Venuses.
Ooh, going up to the Buddha. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So they approach the what would it be? Is it a Phyla Buddha? Is it
Is Phyla a Willendorf?
Willendorf was more like a Venus figure. It was, it was very, 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 very.
No, I know what it is. I know the statue. I'm just saying, is Phyla also the same shape?
In the comics, I always kind of drew her thin, but
yeah. See, that's what I was wondering.
I can make her voluptuous.
Maybe the Gaia version of her is like Venus, right? Like the Willendorf Venus. The mother of all mothers.
Let's see. Okay.
But I like the idea of a bunch of them lining up. That's a lot of estrogen.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess it'd be alien estrogen. Yeah, it isn't even estrogen at all.
I always like the idea of Philo being like a creation of people's dreams or something like that. I don't know. Like what people want, their hidden desires, like that's Philo. He's an id.
Yeah.
And then also Kay's a trooper. She's doing mouse art for us.
Mouse art?
Yes, she's drawing with a mouse.
Oh, I was like, art about mice? That sounds very interesting. But that's not what it is.
And I'm also left-handed, but I'm drawing right-handed because that's what I do when I draw with mice.
Yeah, so
it's weird, but that's kind of what I got used to with Photoshop.
That is so cute. I really like it.
I play guitar right-handed. So yeah, we okay, so we're gonna have like a pedestal.
I'm right-handed, but I shoot left-handed.
Let's see.
You're not even gonna ask me how I shoot?
Well, I'm sorry, I was concentrating on pedestals.
No, I have no guns. I learned that when I was in Army Cadets because we had to fire rifles back when I was a teenager.
Ah, I see. Is Army Cadets like ROTC?
Well, I think ROTC is for older teenagers, isn't it? Army Cadets, in Canada, there's Army, Air, and Sea Cadets. And it's just like junior military, basically. And you can start at the age of 13 and go on until 18. But at 18, you're out. You're done. And initially, it was for people that wanted to join the military, but then it became this thing where in small towns they would like fill it with juvenile delinquents, trying to get them to have some discipline. And so it was really funny because I joined and when I was younger and 13 in Winnipeg, in the regiment that like all these kids that I'd lived in Germany with were all in the same cadet corps. So that was really cool in Winnipeg. But then we moved to Sault Ste. Marie, and Sault Ste. Marie was just like I told you, where like half the cadet corps was full of these like kids who had been shoplifting or kids who'd gotten in trouble with the law one way or the other. And the cadet corps was supposed to straighten them out. And I was just like hanging out with all these juvenile delinquents. It was pretty funny. And they gave them rifles. They gave us rifles.
Well, that's because they trust you in Canada.
Yeah, they do. The fun is cool.
Meepy has been sharing with us that they've been working on their cosplay thing and just random art stuff.
How's the cosplay coming out? You were really worried about it last time we spoke with you. So another weird story is when I was in the Army Cadets in Sault Ste. Marie, we used to do exercises in Grayling, Michigan. And the cadet corps that I was a part of was called an artillery regiment, they were the regiments that used like all the tanks and the APCs, the big, and the howitzer, which is a giant cannon. So as cadets, we got to go with the militia and practice firing the huge cannon at Grayling because it was a giant range. No one would ever get hurt, right? But my favorite thing was at the end of the exercise, because they use bags of gunpowder to shoot the big shot. I don't know what it's called. I forget. They're like huge. They're giant bullets basically, but they're huge.
The cannonballs.
And they weigh the canisters with bags of gunpowder. So you have to take some out to make sure they go the distance you want them to go, or put more in to make sure that they don't go so far. Yeah. And at the end of the exercise, they'd line up all these bags of gunpowder and set them on fire. And it would just be like, pew, 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 all these awesome fireworks.
Yeah.
I remember that distinctly.
Well, explosions usually leave, its impression on the mind. Like, let's see. Meep Beep says, it's going good now. I have to fix a couple things, but other than that, they're fine.
I guess they can't post pictures, eh? It'd be really cool to be able to see this cosplay that Meep Beep's doing. Because we saw the initial draw, like we saw the character, so we know what they're making.
If they give me a link, I can share the link, and we can look at it that way. I mean, I am sharing my screen, so.
Because I know how to sew, and I would love to see the work.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh, look at that! That's perfect, Kay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, see, this is
that's good too.
Yeah.
You got a really angry Bluto there.
Well, yeah, I'm getting there. And so yes.
It's also slow, so I suspect my memory is that's okay.
It's good to get back in practice though. That's all you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I tell Amber all the time, that the greatest thing about this podcast is that it's like, to me, it's casual, right? Like no one's gonna get mad that you're taking 8 hours or however long to finish your drawing. I think there was one episode where we only did 3 panels, but you put so much into the panels, so it's great.
2 episodes where we only did 3 panels. Yeah, I got a very cute cat over here too.
Oh, cat cam.
I have to put him in the big window for a second.
Aww.
Because he's just adorable.
Adorable.
Yeah. So, see.
But and in life, there's always people that expect things of you and people that get disappointed in you. So to me, this podcast is like a safe space where none of that happens.
Yeah.
It's come as you are. Nobody's gonna get mad about anything if nothing's done.
Well, when we did Philo back, yonder 10 years ago, or like, what is it? I guess it would be 12 years ago or something now. When we did Philo, it was like just something that aired on Monday nights and people would tune into it, and sometimes they would call in, sometimes they wouldn't. But I would hear from people who watch the show and they're like, "Oh yeah, I watch it every week." And it's like, then call.
Yeah, participate. We need you.
Yes. See, I will figure out a way to show you all somehow when I'm done with it. Maybe. Come on.
Oh, come on. If they're shy, let them be shy. It's their choice.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna have more Philos in this Philo world, the land of Philo, and we're gonna have like trees back here. Here, I'll put me in the big window.
This is the strangest salsa I've ever tasted.
Good? Good strange? Bad strange?
Strange. It's a puree, first of all. So there's no chunks.
New York City? Is it made in New York City?
No.
Did you guys have those commercials up there?
No. What is it?
Pace Picante sauce is made in Texas, right? And so they used to have these commercials where they'd have like cowboys around like a campfire or something, and a guy would like serve up sauce, and it'd be like, well, where's that sauce made? Oh, it's made in New York City. New York City? What do they know about salsa? And so, yeah, and so after a while, it was just New York City was the.
It's pretty bland, I think, is the other problem. It doesn't really taste like anything. It tastes like mushy cucumbers.
So we have Nabbies. Hello, great streamer. How's your streaming going? Our streaming is going good. We are drawing.
We're disseminating salsa.
Yes, and I think this is gonna be my Woman of Willendorf statue, and I'm gonna get started on panel 3 pretty quick. My
review of this salsa is boo.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Let me go back to Kay.
Yeah, how's Kay doing?
Kay,
what are your cute things?
For the description, can you say the group approaches the statue?
Certainly.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, so this is like my first big cosplay. I was actually watching streaming channels until I came across your channel, and it was very entertaining. I love to be a fan of streaming channel and render little help if you don't mind.
We love help. The whole point of the show is to get help.
This sounds like a totally real person, doesn't it?
Do you think it's a AI?
Oh, I think it's a bot. Yes.
A bot? Really? I didn't even know they would do that.
There's a lot of bots on Twitch.
Like fake people? Pretend it was fake dialogue. That's crazy.
Yeah, fake people. Okay, so we got them coming in from the portal, and it says they enter the land of Philo, and then the group approaches the statue. Kay, for me, could you get rid of the 2?
Get rid of the the 2. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. And then she's doing panel 2, so I am doing panel 3.
I love that it's gonna all of a sudden in the middle of the comic it's gonna be so different in art style. Yeah. I love it. Like I really love it.
Oh yeah, this we did
like Chaos Comics. It's so great.
Yeah, we didn't continue the story with the old one. That's why I've just decided like, okay, we're just gonna continue the story, and then I'm gonna have like I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna have credits for everybody. Let's see. I love being a fan of your streaming channel and render a little help if you don't mind. Can you add me on Discord so we can talk more? Kindly add me on Discord. No. Just no. Okay.
How would you foreseeably get them to prove they were a real person if they were real?
You know, probably sounding more realistic than how they sound.
Yeah, less like a robot.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they gave me 2 of these salsas. Yeah. The good news is I got guacamole.
All right. So let's do that. And then what happens next after they go to the statue?
My next question is Otis around? Does Otis close up and become himself after going through the portal they went through? Or
No,
have we lost Otis forever?
I didn't draw Otis. I just had the dog and Bluto and Philo coming through the portal because Otis is the portal.
Maybe Meat Beep could weigh in on this and let us know if he thinks Otis should come into the world of the Phyla. I like Otis.
What do you think?
I like Otis because he's chaos. I want Otis to come.
You want Otis to come? Well, I feel like that would collapse the portal and they'd be stuck in the land of Phyla.
But Otis is such a crazy being anyways. He's already been a kaiju. And then on top of it, he regenerated from fingers. So yeah. I think it's really easy for him to like close up on himself and go through his butt and become Otis again after being a giant portal.
So I'm gonna write something very simple, but I'm gonna draw something very complex. And so I'm gonna say Otis joins the group.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm gonna draw something very complex.
And the greatest thing is you don't actually have to because all the crazy shit can happen in the gutters of the panels.
Yeah.
We can use our imagination and try to figure out how Otis turned back into himself from a portal.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of figure it out in the small, in the small window and highlight Kay's art in the big window. so you know, so it'll be a surprise when I have Otis join the group.
The big reveal.
Yeah, the big reveal. I'm gonna kind of do the Animorph thing again, I think.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah. It works. It works.
Well, that was helpful. That was helpful last time. Okay, and then we're gonna have that, and then his little hands.
So, Kay, what's new in your world these days?
Let's see. My coworker is probably going to get a new job, which means that will really change things at work for me.
Are you talking about your friend that you write with?
No, I work at Minitex. And we're both admins. She's more of a project management intern, and I'm more of a project management admin. I'm more of a everything admin. And she's taking a job that will be a very nice promotion for her. I can't really go for it, and basically because I'm about 2 years away from retirement. And it really wouldn't be that fair. Actually, probably less than 2 years away from retirement. If the U of M floats me a little early retirement offer, I may take it. And that wouldn't really be fair to them. It was a cool job, you know. It's she's worked with this guy for a long time, so she's already pretty much trained in. So I do hope they hire her. But it's like, who's going to take her place? It can't be.
It's hard with new people. Oh my gosh.
Are they
when you find someone you like?
Yeah, are they gonna hire a young'un?
Yeah.
But then again, I only have like about 2 years left. So.
But it can be crazy. Like when I was working at Fabricland, we had a really good equilibrium, and then they hired this woman, and like people quit after she got hired because she was just like she used to work in corporate, and she brought all that kind of attitude with her, where she was like backstabbing people and jockeying for power and lying and stuff to look better. And it's like, this is a fabric store.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 8 of us. You don't need to do that. Like,
yeah.
It was really weird. So yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that kind of happened at the dispensary when I left there. Okay. Let's put me in the big window while we figure out. So Kay knows kind of what's going on, and I'm having Otis fall from, the sky.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this is him like falling from the sky. And then I'm going to have the group down here with like, I think the Venus kind of woman of Willendorf, Buddha, Venus, Philo statue.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Is that your cat, or is that your daughter, or is that the music that I hear go? Ah!
That's my daughter.
Okay, just making sure. I was like, am I going crazy?
No, she was crying earlier.
Aw.
I missed that part. Yeah, she woke up very upset that Daddy wasn't here.
That's a big deal when you're 2.5.
Yeah.
I was hanging with my nephew earlier this evening, and he was not very happy with me because I spent most of the time going, "You're not being safe," and taking him down from climbing up everything. He is also 2.5. But he knows, it's funny, he knows, like, I go, "Are you safe?" And he sits right back down. Like, he knows that he shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
But then when he does it, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He gets mad at me when I'm upset with him.
Yeah. Yeah, my daughter goes, I have to put myself in the big window for this. My daughter does this. She goes, "No! Yeah.
Well,
So,
they are allowed to assert themselves.
Yeah.
It's how they learn.
Okay, so I'm gonna have, here's Bluto, here's the dog down here and stuff like that. And then, because...
Oh, that looks great.
Because
I love that angle.
Because I have the power of digital at my disposal, I'm gonna move all this up. So I have room for it.
Scooch it. Just gotta scooch it a little.
I'm just gonna scooch it. Just a little bit. Yeah.
I blew the reference up.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Rusty, I forgot the antenna on it, Philo.
Yeah, she has antenna and then like kind of hair, I guess. And then, like I said, I've been drawing trees just to kind of fill in the background a little bit, and then like mountains, because it's the land of Philo. I don't know. I'll figure out what we're doing.
Figure drawing of Philo.
Oh, my figure drawing?
Yeah.
You mean the last panel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Boop. Yeah. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes. So that's that, and then let's see. Let's kind of do our women of Willendorf like liners right here. Okay. All I have been doing is researching for my cosplay because I haven't done something like this before, says Meatbeat. That's okay. There's a first time for everything. And, you're gonna have fun and learn along the way. It's not about making it perfect this time. It's about doing it better next time. Right? So if you think of a better way to do something that you're doing right now, just finish the way that you're doing it right now rather than trying to go back and undo it, unless you're at like an early stage. But if you're kind of late into it, just continue what you're doing and just do it better next time. Because you're going to end up making like wings over and over again and stuff.
Yeah, trial and error, it's a pain in the butt, but that's how you learn.
I was thinking back, I think the first cosplay at a comic convention was like 1962. So there was a picture of all these people standing in line as their favorite comic book heroes and heroines. And they made these costumes with what was at hand in 1962. We have so much more that we can sculpt and mold with. And so much more. Entire
like
universe,
Warbler
materials.
Yeah, foam.
Plaster of Paris, and not even magic markers yet. They didn't come out until like the later 60s. Oh, yes, so much. Painting with tempera paints. Oh.
Yeah. Hoping that
Oh,
it didn't
lots
burn
of
because
salt.
that's what they used to use for face paint too. Was tempera paint.
Ew. Then
Yeah.
be a little nasty on your skin.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, it is egg based. But yeah, now they have like different types of paints that are like if they run into your eye, they're not gonna blind you or anything like that. Not that egg like is the worst thing to get into your eye, but it has a lot of bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so we're doing
talking
little.
about there's like soft sculpting foam that you can make maleficent horns with. Oh, that's definitely an innovation.
Let's see. Okay, I'm doing women's of Willendorf's here.
So cool.
Yeah.
That is a very nice figure drawing. Love it.
Yeah, and because we also have technology at our disposal, copy, paste, move.
Yeah. Stamp.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Move. There we go. And then I think it was this one. Yeah, we want to just kind of do that. Yeah, a little bit like that. And then I think it was this one. Oops. Oops. There we go. All right. And now, now I shall flatten all these selected layers. Aren't I smart? Yes, it's like I meant to do that. All right, so what happens after Otis joins the group? Because that's going to be your panel, okay?
Let's see.
Well, do you think the ladies are going to rise up and attack, or do you think they're going to not even notice them?
Otis has delivered the crew into Philo land, so I think it's time for Otis to transform into something else, to morph into a gigantic vagina.
I don't want to lose monetization on YouTube because this is going out to YouTube too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a gigantic thing that kind of resembles like a pea pod. But
how about like a lotus flower opening?
Lotus, yeah. Otis turns Lotus.
Otis turns Lotus. Is that it? Is that what you're gonna put for your description?
Okay.
Is Otis turns Lotus? Yeah. Okay. So I got Otis up here in his vending machine form.
Oh yeah, it's right. He turned into a vending machine. I totally forgot. I was trying to figure out why he was square. I was like, did he turn into a TV? Or he just became a square for the portal? I'd forgotten about the vending machine.
No, he became a vending machine portal, right? So yeah, so this is Otis with his little antenna on top and his hand down here. And his hand down here. He's like, ah. We'll put like his other foot kind of hanging out like that. And made me laugh. Okay.
Otis. And what did his eyes look like? Yeah, that's okay.
Are they like, what are those words? Pistons? Like the eyes that and the little stems, and then with all the little fluffy yellow bits at the end?
What did he have going out his top?
Pistols?
Ah, yes, he had antenna.
Pistils and stamens, right?
Yeah, that's the word. Thank you. Stamens.
Let's see, we're going. We'll do this. We'll have him like, I don't know what's going on. All right, I'm gonna see what Kay's up to. Yeah, I don't have him quite touch the ground in this one, so I suppose he'll be a floating lotus in Kay's panel.
Mm-hmm.
He already is.
My processor is so slow, but it's kind of challenging. So let's go now to attempt a.
Yeah, I'm just drawing Brutus or Bluto from the same angles because it's like I just find myself like constantly using the same angles with him. Let's see. Is he still a vending machine in yours?
He is turning into a lotus.
Yeah, because I had him like turn back into his normal self in panel 3. You know, like
okay. Let's see. Perhaps he encounters a lotus.
Perhaps he encounters a lotus?
Yeah. Let's see where I can put his feet.
It looks like it's trying to eat him now.
Yeah.
So you think we lost Nables?
Oh, Nables wasn't real.
No, I know. I'm just being a smartass.
I'm drawing like the world's simplest trees here.
Trees. Yeah. Mountains. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you.
What?
I watched a documentary about Bob Ross last night.
Yeah?
It was really depressing.
Yes. Yes, he got screwed over by PBS.
Oh my God, really?
No, not PBS. He got screwed over by his partner.
Yeah?
Yeah, she was this woman she was the one that met him and realized that she could have a show with him. Like he could do a show about the way he taught was so,
yeah.
What's the word? I don't want to say palpable, but he was charismatic. People flocked to him. He was teaching classes all across the U.S. Mm-hmm. And this woman, I forget her name. I want to call it her Anita. She realized that she could market him on TV and they could make money. Mm. And so she convinced him. And they were doing really good for a while together. But a couple of things. Her husband was former CIA. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like he used those tactics against Ross.
Yeah.
The other thing is Ross was married to this woman. They were in love and everything. And so what had happened was with the partnership, there was Anita and her husband and Ross and his wife, and everybody had a vote. So there were 4 votes. But when Ross's wife died, he lost his votes.
Yeah.
That was it. He had to just do what they said. And they did some really shady things. And Bob Ross's son has not seen a dime from anything, and they continued to make a shit ton of money off of Bob Ross after he died. And when he was dying of cancer, he was fighting with them constantly because they were trying to steal his name. They tried to get his son to get him to sign something that was about a memorial for him when he had passed away. But really, when you read it, it was actually signing over all the rights to Bob Ross's name and likeness and everything. It's sad. It's sad because when you watch it, you realize that he was a very good person, a very kind person. And the most important thing that I got out of watching the documentary and about his work is that it was almost like his main goal in life to teach people who couldn't paint that they could paint. To let people know that you think you can't do anything, you think maybe you're worthless, or you think you're not good enough. You are, and you can, and you will. It might not be perfect this time. It's just like what you were saying to me, Beep. But you're learning and you'll get better, and I'm here to teach you that you can. And he was so positive, and he boosts self-esteem. He was really good for that.
One of his sayings on his show that I remember specifically when I was a kid is, "It's not a mistake if you incorporate."
Yeah.
You know,
well, his other one is the happy accidents, right?
Yeah,
there's no mistakes, there's only happy accidents.
Yeah, but he was talking about accidents, right? But he says it's not a mistake if you incorporate.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, let me go back.
It's a detour.
We got some lotus flower action going on here. Meep Meep says the research has been going good. All I've been doing is researching for my cosplay because I haven't done something like this before, but the research has been going good. Good. Excellent. Okay, so what did we decide happens in this panel? What's the description, Kay?
Otis transforms. Otis having delivered the group.
It can't be too long.
Okay.
So much pressure, Amber. Relax.
I know. It's because, we have limited space. So I don't want the words too small.
Mission accomplished.
In my mind, so he is transforming, right?
I thought Otis becomes a lotus. I thought that was our description.
Otis becomes that's even, that's.
Yes. Yeah, so could you write that for me where the 4 is?
Certainly.
Thank you. Okay. And then I am going to work on panel 5. Let me get panel 5 started.
Otis is a lotus.
Thank you. That's excellent. Boom.
Yeah. Otis becomes a lotus.
Hey, Meep Beep. I'll give you a trick. Sometimes it's expensive to buy the fabric you want, especially when you go to fabric stores. But if you go to thrift stores and you look in their bed sheet section, you'll be able to find a whole lot of different stuff. And you could just cut it up and make a lot of different things with it. And if you don't like the color, you can just dye it. So there's like a lot of choices, a lot of hacks.
What happens after Otis becomes a lotus?
Oh, Otis, why you gotta do such crazy things? Well, I think the rest of the group needs to react to what the heck's happening to him.
So, the group, so the setting is the land of Philo. There's a big giant Philo statue with 2 lines of women of Willendorf statues on either side, and the group was approaching the statue, and then Otis joined them and turned into a lotus flower. So where do we go from there?
Well, what are the women going to do? Are they like going to react kindly or negatively to this intrusion? Do they want the lotus flower? And if so, will they just take Otis and then that's the end of Otis as part of our group? Because they want him? Because I could see the Gaia mother just being like, oh, a gift! And she like scoops up the lotus in her hands, but it's really Otis.
So you're saying that the Venus de Philo statue is it grabs the Otis Lotus.
Yeah, and she thinks it's a gift.
Okay. So I'll say that. I'll say the.
Anytime, Meep Beep. Anytime. Like I said, I help cosplayers at my old job all the time. So if you need anything, like I can help you. No pressure.
Scoops up the Otis Lotus.
I love that so much. You gotta call him Otis Lotus until he evolves again.
Yeah, he's gonna be the Otis Lotus. So yeah. There we go. All right. So let me go here where we have the Otis Lotus. She scoops up the Otis Lotus.
And thanks the crew for the gift.
Well, I'm just gonna say that she scoops it up right now because we can have Kay do the thanking scene in her panel. And so yes, so I'll have the big giant statue, kind of like this, and then it's gonna lean over and scoop him up. Kind of like this. And we'll do that. Almost looks like I know what I'm doing.
Stop saying that. You absolutely know what you're doing.
You say that, but
I can't even draw like you. That's awesome.
okay, so she's gonna scoop up the Otis Lotus, and I'll have it as a lotus flower, but I'll give it antenna.
Yeah.
And I'll give it Otis's static that he has. So
that pose is perfect. I know you haven't filled it in yet, but that pose is perfect.
Oh, of her scooping it over. I'm trying to make her look like she's really big, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, and then we got Women of Willendorf's. Alright, and then Women of Willendorf's. Just Willendorf women. Just hanging out.
Really.
Okay, and then I have Philo here, and then here's Otis. And you know what? They are a couple. So I'm going to have them with their arms around each other as they're watching this beautiful exchange.
Who's a couple? Brutus and Philo?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, just clarifying. Yeah.
With the dog. The dog's like, everything's wonderful. This has been the greatest walk ever.
The adventure of a lifetime for the dog.
Well, I mean, he was part of the God Being Kaiju as well, so.
Yep.
Let's see. We got trees, and then we're gonna have mountains. All right. So after this panel, I'm doing panel 5. Panel 6. What happens? Okay.
Okay.
What happens, Kay? What happens, Meep Beep? The giant statue picks up the Otis Lotus. So what happens next?
What if the Gaia is like totally cool with them being there, but all the Venus of Wallendorfs are like pissed because they're like her army, and maybe they're like offended that these people showed up, but they don't understand the true message that she's trying to impart, which is why she's totally cool with them.
Okay. there could be a revolution sparked amongst the Willendorfs.
You think there's mutiny amongst the Willendorfs?
There might be mutiny. Yes.
Well, they just kind of seem very militaristic because they're all regimented versus the sort of hippie Earth Mother of the statue.
They try and rush the couple and squish them. With
Yeah.
their stony
Perfect.
bodies and boobs.
Yes. And then Brutus and Philo turn into women. Because they get smushed by women. It's like a woman sandwich, and then pew, they're women.
Here, I'm gonna give them a little heart over their head.
So cute.
Yeah, you know. They found love. You know, even though Bluto is like really awful to him. And Philo should really be in like a program for battered spouses.
I think that Brutus has evolved just a little after being a kaiju demigod.
You think that he's a better Bluto?
Just a little bit.
Than
I mean,
he was
look.
before?
Look how caring he is in this panel.
That's true. Alright, so I'm drawing my Willendorf army here. Yeah, they're kind of like sumo wrestlers, aren't they?
Yeah. They're just being...
See, okay, and then I am going to put K in the big window. Ooh, there's Philo. I remember that Philo face. Yeah, I remember that Philo face. Yeah. Yeah, the audition that I had earlier this week was at Casa Bonita. Do you guys know what Casa Bonita is?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Isn't it a restaurant?
It is a restaurant kind of theme park thing, but it's a restaurant.
Dude, wasn't it in South Park?
Yes, it is a real place. There are cliff divers.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I would be a puppeteer for the puppet show and then running around with puppets and then occasionally a gorilla.
That sounds awesome.
Yes.
So is it in your town, your city?
Yes, it's in Denver.
Cool. You're in Denver?
Yeah, I'm in Denver.
I always thought you were out in Washington, like way out on the Pacific coast.
Nope. I grew up in California, but and then
No, I thought you were like in Portland or something. Okay, because here's the thing. I've been looking into like traveling somewhere, and right now Denver's on the list. Even before I knew you were there, I was like, you know, because I can't go far, but
yeah,
I want to go somewhere different and interesting.
Well, Denver's cool. I like it. It's, you know, when I was living out in California, it was tough to get creative work that wasn't 3 hours away in LA. Right? And so I came out here, and then suddenly I'm able to get design jobs and stuff like that. It's a smaller market for that kind of stuff, but it's large enough to support someone like me.
I hope you get this job because it sounds really cool.
Yeah, I want this job. I think I killed the interview / audition. It was mostly to test my improv and puppetry skills. And I think I did pretty well on improv. You know, I used to be part of an improv group.
Yeah.
You know, many moons past.
I used to do improv in high school, but my biggest problem is what they call the Carol Burnett effect.
What's that?
In that, well, I'd always come up with these crazy, absurd ideas that would crack me up, and I wouldn't be able to do it because I'd be laughing too hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I understand why it's the Carol Burnett effect now.
But I did really enjoy doing improv. I have a lot of fun doing that kind of stuff. I used to act quite a bit.
Yeah, I was in improv in high school, but I've performed once with Second City Television in Vegas.
Cool.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I was called up on stage, and I improved with them, and they didn't expect me to play as well as I did. So,
Very nice.
yes. All right, so we got that. We got the dog. She's leaning over and grabbing that. I have the little decorative pattern here that Kay had. Let's go back here. And then Kay, can you put a description in there of what's happening?
Boobs. So I'll be right back in a minute.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. We got this giant statue here. Like, do they worship the statue? I mean, it's moving. Is it like a mom being? Does it?
Yes, I think she's Gaia. I think she's like the ruler. Well, not the ruler, but she's the mother of them all.
Okay, so she does she like birth Philos out of eggs or something?
Well, I think that's up to us to decide, but I like to think of her as like the queen of the beehive.
Let's see, and then I'm gonna do this.
In the beehive, the women do everything, and the men are just used for sex. And the queen bee just gets her eggs fertilized, and then she just lays eggs the rest of her life. It's not actually a really fun life.
Nope. Well, I'm gonna head out. I had a lot of fun. Had a great rest of your stream, and thank you for the tip again. No worries, beep beep. Have a good time. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yes, we're so grateful when you join us. I'm not just saying that. We like it when people join us.
Okay, so we have her scooping up the lotus.
Otis.
The lotus Otis. Or the
Otis
that
looks
lotus,
great.
I should say. And then the next panel, which is panel 6, is the Willendorfs do not accept Philo and Bluto. Okay, so now panel 7 is me again. And I gotta set that up. Give me a second.
So yeah, if they turned into women after being sumo smushed, I don't know how you're gonna show that.
So that's what happens is they become women?
After getting sumo smushed.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's take all that away, do this. And so the two become women after getting sumo squished.
Mushed.
Mushed? Not
Sumo
squished?
smushed. S-M-U-S-H-E-D. Smushed. Sumo smushed.
Smushed instead of squished.
Yeah, you wanted to be alliterative, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, sumo.
Sumo smush.
Smushed. Sumo smushed. Okay. All right, so there's the Willendorfs not happy about those guys. And then these guys are going to get sumo smushed and emerge as women. So, gosh, how am I going to draw that?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Here, I'll put up Kay's panel because she actually knows where she's going with it. And that'll give me time to figure out what I'm doing. We also have cat cam has shifted again.
Pretty girl.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good boy. His
Oh,
head's
that's a
over
boy,
on
sorry.
the other side, though.
Pretty boy.
Come on. He doesn't want to turn around. Yeah. No, he's like, you messed up my fur. Okay. The two become women after getting to sumo smushed. So I'm going to do 2 panels. This particular one. And I'm going to draw... Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Okay, I will share this in the main one. So we're going to have the women of Willendorf, like, in this huddle around them. All right, so they're going to be in this, like, huddle around them. And then down here, we're going to have Philo, or I should say Phyla now.
Phyla.
And Philo has become a woman multiple times in the comic over the years. Like, Kay, didn't you draw a comic where Philo changed genders?
Probably. But it was always very, very brief.
Let's see. Well, we don't know if it's going to be a permanent change. Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. So we'll have Bluto there. And then all the women of Willendorf's back here. And I'll have the Gaia's hands right here holding the lotus flower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that. Me incorporating previous panels.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll have holding the lotus flower. And this is the little design thing that Kay came up with. Yeah. All right. So what happens after they become women?
They propose to build a ball so that the Willendorfs can go shopping.
Oh,
Is that horrible?
That is horrible.
That's pretty horrible. Okay.
I'm calling that a Kathy Guzwisification. Don't.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, you see, to me, Dave misunderstood her teachings. Like, she does not feel the same way that they do about the group. So wouldn't the next panel be her interfering with them attacking the guys?
Would she turn the Willendorfs into Willen men?
Ha ha, maybe. That messed everything up.
Yeah.
Here's an idea. What if another portal opens and another Otis comes out, and it's like an alternate universe Otis?
With an alternate universe Philo and an alternate universe Bluto and an alternate universe Dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they could be evil versions of our crew.
Okay. Would that
The Willendorf ladies are so confused because now there's another. It's deja vu. It just happened. They're all confused. They don't realize what's going on.
I could have the lotus deposit the transformed Otis.
Is Otis also female now?
Yep.
Okay. So.
Here's an idea. What if, like you said, Otis comes out of the lotus? Mm-hmm. What if he becomes a different kind of demigod? We've already had a kaiju. Maybe we can think of another kind of god. Like, maybe he comes out as, like, Aphrodite out of the clamshell or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or he becomes Nelvana of the Northern Lights.
Yeah. Or a Gorgon.
Or a siren.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something monstrous.
The god you pray to so your car doesn't get towed. That's what he should become.
What? Say that again?
Micromastophobia says the god you pray to so your car doesn't get towed. That's what he should become.
Welcome. Thanks for chipping in.
Yes.
But how will that affect the ladies?
I don't know. I got the big giant Gaia woman, which I know Micromastophobia personally, and I know he would be a big fan of the giant woman. So I feel.
So let's not get rid of her, is what you're saying? Probably
not. Yeah. So we're doing this design motif that Kay came up with. And then let me check in on Kay. Ooh! What are you doing?
Lotus is spitting out Lotus.
So if he does evolve, he's not going to evolve until after he gets out of the lotus?
Yep.
Because to me, I saw him rising out of the opening lotus.
Like the lotus was his cocoon?
Yeah. And becoming also like a demigod. I don't want them to do battle, but he is her peer, is what I'm saying. The peer of the Gaia of Philo land.
Yeah, the land of Philo.
So he's already, or she has already been deposited from the lotus, or has already merged from.
Well, kaijus are Japanese. Maybe we could come up with another different culture's god or goddess. That's why I said Nelvana of the Northern Lights, because I think she's like First Nations of the North, I don't want to say Eskimo, but I know what they're called now. Inuit? She's Inuit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like who else. Because there's like a bunch of African gods too.
Yeah, we'll do an African goddess. Okay. Goddesses in folklore.
Oh, are you Googling?
Yeah.
Woo, Google!
A list of goddesses. Ooh.
Okay, now I gotta figure out how to draw Bluto as a woman.
Okay, in Ethiopia, there's Dot Badan. She of the wild goats, she of the sanctuary. She was a Himyarite goddess.
Micromastophobia
this is good.
There should be a book that lists all the pantheons of gods.
Well, this one's Ethiopians, and she sounds cool. She's a nature goddess of the oasis and the wet season, and she's worshipped at a tree circled by pools.
Okay.
She has her own priestesses, and they're called dreamers. The priestess would lie down and sleep before the sacred trees of the goddess to receive an oracle in the form of a dream. The ibex is sacred to her. And there's ibex, and it was said that an island in the Red Sea inhabited by ibexes was under her protection. I don't know, I think she sounds cool. Let's use her. Dat Badan. She's an Ethiopian nature goddess. He becomes Dat Badan, the Ethiopian nature goddess.
Is there like anything in particular to her visuals that we need?
Oh, I gotta look it up. Sorry, I was just looking at Wikipedia.
I'm drawing an ibex.
Yeah, exactly. Draw an ibex. Badan. Images. Well, she's Ethiopian, but this image has her looking Indian, like from India. She's got a sari on.
Well, there's crossover. You know, there's
just surround her by nature. I think you'll be okay. She's just pretty and black. And pretty and black. I don't know. There's actually not really anything that looks like it sets her apart. She's pretty though. Well, there's this one where she has horns, but they're like the horns of a goat, right?
I'm drawing a goat right now.
So
I don't know how to share the image with you. I guess I'll put it in MSN Messenger.
I have this panel going. This dual panel, you know, where they surround them and the two become women after getting sumo smooshed. And then we go to Kay's panel. What is the description, Kay?
It turns into an African goddess of nature that I haven't seen the picture of yet. And I'm trying to draw horns on it because she's the goddess of goats and ibexes. And there's an ibex, and there's a goat, and there's some horns. I'm drawing right-handed. Let's see. And I'm left-handed. I've drawn the platform that she is going to land upon.
Okay. There we go. I feel it. I'm getting stuff in the other windows, so it looks like Robin shared stuff with me. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is a picture. Let me take up the big window. This is what Robin just sent me. It's kind of small, but that's the biggest that Facebook will show it.
And you spell her name DHATBADAN. Badan. But she's got these cute little black goats with her in that circle.
It seems that blue is associated with her.
Also orange. A lot of orange.
Yeah, blue and orange. Bunch of nature. Sister with a bunch. You know, she should be okay. Okay. I'm getting distracted. I'm getting distracted. Okay, here we are. So let's go back to Patu.
Spits him out.
The name of this guy, woman is okay. The character that was initially male turned into a vending machine. His name
Otis.
Otis. Okay, Otis.
We gotta zip tone him too, eh?
Yeah, I'm going to after
Alright.
I spell this out. That transforms into.
No, I just wasn't sure if you knew that that's how we were differentiating him from the regular Philo.
What's her name?
Yeah,
What's
okay,
the
and
African
name of the
goddess's
African
name?
goddess.
Dat Badan. So DHAT
Mhm.
BADAN. 2 words. Dat Badan.
He transforms into African goddess Dat Badan. Okay, there you go.
Yep.
Specifically, she is Ethiopian.
So then what does Dot Badan Otis do?
You tell me. I've come up with so much.
Okay, Dot Badan Otis. So Dot Badan Otis, I imagine, would be cool with the Gaia.
Oh, for sure.
Creature.
I'm starting to think of Otis like a Doctor Who, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know what Philo is, but Otis.
Oh, that's what you're doing for your zip tone. Okay, I see. Never mind.
Mhm.
Yeah, the goat lady. Let's see. I'm trying to think what I'm gonna do. So, Dot Baton.
Why are goats worse than cats? What's wrong with goats?
I like cats. I got 4 of them.
Mhm.
Okay, so Dot, and it's
I like goats. I got none of them.
N. Okay. Dot Badon and the Phyla, the Venus de Phyla, that's what I'm going to call it. Venus de Phyla. Become friends.
I would imagine that they size each other up, but then they become friends.
That's what I'm saying, is that they become friends. They become friends.
Standing on the table.
Yeah.
Because they are mountain-like goats. They also make me think of Beelzebub, if they're black goats with giant horns.
Let's see. Let's do this. And then, so Dot Badon and Venus de Phyla become friends. So I got to figure out how to draw that. Oh, you don't have to color it in, Kay.
A little bit, just a little bit, to remind me.
I was going to publish it in black and white.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why I was like, you don't have to color it in. Okay, Dot Badon and Venus de Phyla become friends. So we'll have them. What does Dot Badon look like? Dot Badon is
Beautiful black lady.
is that like a laurel skirt? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm leaving K's up so I can see what's going on with it. So I can draw the same character. Yeah, Dot Badon doesn't really have like a neck the way that you drew her.
Well, from Otis, transforming.
She's still evolving.
To a goddess.
Yeah, be gentle. She's still evolving.
All right, just to let you know, we have about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And so I'll have... a happy Philo statue here. Here, let me move mine into the big window. And I'll still have the lotus flower down here. You know.
Oh, cool.
And we'll just have her sitting like this, like she was before. And then Venus, or the women of Willendorf's are going to be back in their old position. You know, because now everything's female, you know, so there's no male threat anymore.
There was a male threat?
Men showed up in the land of Philo. That was.
What are they threatening?
I don't think they were threatening, but I think that the women of Willendorf felt threatened. Micromastophobia says they cause trouble and they also like to headbutt things and always are standing on the table because it's high.
He's talking about goats,
yes.
By the way.
Yes.
Just to clarify.
Yes. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll have the dog down here. Tree, 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 mountain, 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 mountain. Okay. So what happens after they become friends? Because I think Kay's probably going to do the last panel.
Yeah. I was thinking that the Willendorfs turn into an army of goats.
Why do they have so much transformation? You know, they're always changing into something, one panel to the next.
And then they start headbutting each other.
That's pretty silly.
I imagine that Phyla and Bluta would not be having any problems with their new genders. They'd just be like, oh, this is who we are now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they take them on a tour of the land, of their town, their city.
Oh, they show them the land of Phyla?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I see a peaceful meadow full of flowers and goats.
Okay, I found it.
Siri.
Okay.
Siri. Knock it off.
Shut the heck up,
She's trying to help.
Siri's trying to help, and I don't know what beckoned her. Anyway, the Phyla, the goddess's castle, is a huge letter O.
Okay. From the Book of O? Oh. Has no one ever read the Book of O?
I have. Is it a story of O?
Is it the story of O? I thought it was the Book of O. I don't know. Now I gotta Google it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And it has a strange little tower at the top.
The Story of O, novel by Desclose. Story of O, erotic novel by Anne Desclose, first published in French under pen name Pauline Ridge, itself a pen name for Dominique Ari.
They did European comics about it, black and white ones. I want to say the artist was Emmanuel.
Mm. Well, the have you ever watched Frasier?
Yes, of course.
So there's one of the later seasons when Roz becomes pregnant. She finds out by taking a pregnancy test at a costume party. Well, at the costume party, she's dressed as O from the Book of O.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yes, and so it's a costume party where you're supposed to be dressed as a literary character, and so she shows up in leather and fishnets and everything like that, and everyone's like, well, who are you supposed to be? And she's like, I'm O from the Book of O, and everyone goes, oh. So I'm O from the Book of O. Oh. It's silly.
It was a really good show. Aren't they doing like a sequel now? Or,
yes,
like
it's bad. Don't waste your time.
Okay, I will not.
It doesn't have Niles,
That's
and the writing is not as good as the original.
Oh. Sorry, I fell. Well, my phone fell.
Are you okay?
Yeah, my phone's okay. I'm okay. It was my phone that fell.
Okay. Just realized I need to put the foot in here. Here we go.
Today was a very, very busy day at the butcher shop. It was non-stop.
Good busy, bad busy.
Just busy. Like, I don't know, a lot of people wanted chicken wings. A lot of chicken wings.
Chicken wings, is that gonna become your bane? You know?
That's what one of my coworkers was saying. She's like, you're gonna learn to hate them. I'm like, okay. If you say so.
Let's see, we're doing this, and then this is Otis's new form.
A boogalicious joy.
Let's see, have chicken wings gotten more affordable yet? Says Mastophobia.
Well, in Canada, they're $3.99 a pound right now. That's the sale price. I think they're usually $4 or maybe $5.99 a pound. I think they're like $4.99 a pound. And in a pound, you get 8 wings.
But that's the Canadian dollar.
Yes, that's the Canadian dollar. So it's like $4 Canadian. It would be probably 3. Yeah, probably 3 American.
Micromastophobia says $4 a pound is really good.
Yeah, but it's actually probably 3 in your money if you're American.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a butcher shop, so they actually have pretty cheap meat. Like, it's a little cheaper than if you go to like the big chain grocery stores, because it's a mom and pop kind of place. Yeah, because I know like our chicken breasts that we get are just epic, and they're cheaper to buy at our shop than at any of the grocery stores.
Good.
And yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty good food there. Like, the other day I had one of the pizzas and it was really yummy. It was like a more authentic Italian pizza than most pizzas. Because, you have Pizza Hut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as greasy as Pizza Hut, but most of the pizza places here make pizza like that, where it's like big, thick crusts.
Yeah.
A lot of cheese and a very boring kind of tomato sauce. But this one, the Italian one, is like, it's good cheese and it's tasty sauce and it's pepperoni. It's like not a thin crust, but it's not like a thick giant, crust either. It's good.
Micromastophobia says the butcher shop I go to is more expensive because everything there is really nice quality. They even make their own bacon.
Yeah, we do too. We have a smoked bacon that is addictive. Like, seriously. My brother was shopping there before I even thought of getting a job there, and the whole house would smell of the bacon, and I would just be drooling in my sleep.
Okay, so I'm gonna give the now used to be Otis Godbean this static.
Yeah, well, it's Otis. That's what Otis looks like, right? With the zip tone. Micromastophobia, where do you live? Like, you don't have to tell me exactly, just generally. And did I ask this already?
He's up in Denver. He lives near me.
Oh,
I know
cool.
him in real life. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So it's a Denver butcher shop.
Yeah, probably in Thornton though, which is a suburb of Denver.
And I've been telling most people that our blue cheese dressing is homemade, and I just found out today that it wasn't. I saw them pouring it out of a jug. It's like, oh man.
Okay,
Disappointed.
so we need a description for the last panel. Okay.
Well, she takes them back to her house, or she takes them on a tour of Philo land.
She leads them to her castle, which is shaped like a gigantic O. She leads them to her O-shaped castle.
Perfect.
Okay.
In the middle of a
Yeah. Could you type that in the bottom real quick, because we are at time at 8:30. And
okay.
I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Meepy for joining us, Micromastophobia for joining us. It looked like we had 4 viewers. I don't know if they're all on Twitch today or if we had some people on YouTube or not. But thank you very much for joining us. I'm gonna let Kay finish up this panel and then send it off to me, and then I'll get all the pages and stuff built this week and update it up on the website. Let me turn off that panel. I'll turn off this panel. It's just going to be us. Thank you, Kat, for joining us today. This is Archimedes, and so he's just sleeping and being a cat. Thank you, Kay, for joining us today. And I'll let you finish up the panel off screen, and we'll touch base after the show. Thank you so much for being on, and thank you, Robin, for joining us today. Woo! My co-host, my better half, and then this is me, Amber Greenlee, and I just want to say thank you so much for seeing what we're doing, and I got credits. Yay, credits! And I'll see you guys in the future. Have a good one.